Hi, have you ever been afraid of losing the most important person in your life? My name is Kate. Faith is my younger sister. She is my best friend, my family, my whole world. People say I loved her too much. Maybe they are right, but they never saw things the way I did. When we were children, Faith followed me everywhere. She held my hand. She copied the way I talked. She laughed at my jokes. Whenever she looked at me, I felt important. I felt needed, and I never wanted that feeling to end. As we grew older, things began to change. Faith made new friends. She had new dreams. She talked about places she wanted to visit, a future she wanted to build. I smiled whenever she talked about those things, but inside, I felt something else. Fear. People always noticed Faith. Teachers liked her. Friends loved her. Strangers trusted her. Everything seemed easy for her. I was happy for her. At least, that is what I kept telling myself. One day, Faith told me about her dream job. It was in another city. She looked excited. She talked about her future for hours. I listened quietly, but all I could think was one thing. What if she never comes back? That night I couldn't sleep. I imagined her moving away, making new friends, building a new life, a life that didn't need me. The thought made my chest hurt. I told myself she was not ready. I told myself she needed more time. A few days later, I saw her job application. I stared at the screen. I knew I should walk away. Instead, I deleted it. Then I closed the laptop. It felt wrong, but it also felt necessary. When Faith received the rejection email, she cried. I hugged her. I told her everything would be okay, and slowly she smiled again. At that moment, I felt relieved. She was still here. She was still with me. Years later, Faith met Daniel. At first, I liked him. He seemed kind, respectful, honest. Then I noticed something. Faith talked about him all the time, more than she talked about me. Whenever her phone rang, she smiled. Whenever his name appeared, her eyes lit up. I told myself I was being silly, but deep down, I knew what was happening. Someone was taking my place. The more serious their relationship became, the more afraid I felt. I knew what came next. Marriage, a new home, a new life. A life where I was no longer important. I couldn't accept that. So I did something nobody would understand. I created fake messages. I created lies, small lies at first, then bigger ones. I only needed Daniel to doubt her. Just enough. It worked. Their relationship ended. Faith cried for weeks. Every night, I sat beside her. Every night, I told her she would be okay. And every night, I felt relieved that she was still here. People would probably call me selfish. Maybe they would call me a villain. But they didn't understand. Faith wasn't just my sister. She was the only person who never abandoned me. The only person who stayed. As time passed, the same thing happened again and again. Whenever an opportunity appeared, I found a way to stop it. Whenever someone got too close, I pushed them away. Not because I hated Faith, because I loved having her near me. One evening, I came home and saw Faith holding my notebook. The notebook contained everything, my plans, my thoughts, my secrets. For a moment, neither of us moved. Then she looked at me. Her eyes were full of tears. She asked me one question. Why? I had imagined that moment many times, but suddenly I had no answer. How could I explain it? How could I explain years of fear, years of loneliness, years of believing that one day everyone would leave? Faith waited for an answer, so I told her the truth. I didn't want to lose you. The room became silent. Faith stared at me. I could see the pain in her eyes, but I could also see confusion, because she never knew how afraid I had been all these years. Today, Faith and I are still healing. Some days are easier than others. Some wounds take time. I know many people will judge me. Maybe they should. But if I could go back in time, I would still ask myself the same question. What would you do if the person you loved most was slowly walking away? The end.